How's it going, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2018 Alfa Romeo Fantasy Career Mode here on Motorsport Manager with round number 5 today for the Portuguese Grand Prix. If you did miss the last one, be sure to go check that one out before you see this one at the Russian Grand Prix. Decent Grand Prix, that was the first race we put in Carlos Sainz into the car to replace Leclerc for what is going to be two difficult races. Well, one we've done Russia, and now the second one, which is the Portuguese Grand Prix, and the third one being USA, although a lot of you guys were disagreeing with the decision, pointing out that actually on paper now, Leclerc technically should be better at tyre wear, because the smoothness is the thing that affects tyre wear, and he's 1 point ahead of Sainz now. It might have been the case he was lower previously, but I still feel like Leclerc has never done great at tyre wear versus Rosberg. I mean, Sainz didn't do great versus Rosberg tyre wear wise, but I think the delta's been worse for Leclerc in previous races. I don't know, it could be different, but since we've got him in the car already, I feel like we should just keep him in the car for Portugal anyway. Take him out, because then Leclerc will be back in the car for all these races up until USA, and then I might put Sainz back in the car for USA. But we're paying Sainz, we may as well, because also some people are trying to point out that I'm wasting money paying Sainz. I'm not. It will cost me, at the very beginning of the season, it would have cost me more to fire him than it would have been to keep him on. I've done the maths. It would have been more costly to fire him. So there is a good reason why I've kept him on. And so, because we are keeping on, we may as well try and use him. And I don't know. On paper now, maybe Leclerc's better tyre wear, but I've just felt there's this kind of juju behind Leclerc at these races like Tondela, where consistently for 3 seasons now, he's been absolutely horrendous at the tyre wear at Tondela, whereas Sainz has been okay. So I want to put Sainz in the car alongside Rosberg. It might be the case that versus Rosberg, Sainz will look bad around Tondela, but I guarantee you put Sainz and Leclerc in the car, it'll be a different story. So I just feel that way. It's one episode, and from next episode, I think we'll put Leclerc back in the car anyway. So we're going to move on. Actually, first of all, before we move on to the pit crew, more importantly, at your guys' request, we have changed the way the car looks now. So you'll notice we've now changed it from that McLaren livery, which was the kind of black and maroon, but it was in the style of the McLaren, basing off that livery. We've now moved it, since we've essentially been bought out by Red Bull at this point, I jokingly said, because we've got 2 major sponsors. We've got Red Bull and then Red Bull Cola as a sponsor. So 2 Red Bull sponsors out of a total of 6. You know, near enough. And so a lot of you guys actually like the idea of, like, you know, painting it as if we've been bought out by Red Bull. So we've got the Red Bull sponsorship on the engine cover and a few black lines, and then the Red Bull balls on the front. And also it kind of rectifies some of you guys didn't quite like the kind of livery I had before. So anyway, I like this. It's quite simplistic, but I kind of like that. And also I just like the kind of funny fact that it kind of looks like we've been bought out by Red Bull straight up. I wish that was kind of the thing that could happen in the game, because it would be quite funny if that actually was possible. But I mean, they're paying us so much that there may as well be. So there you go, Red Bull Alfa Romeo, powered by Ferrari. So we're going to move through then to the interviews. Carlos Sainz claimed your brakes seem to be holding you back. I'm going to say he needs to button it. Yeah, that's not going to affect his morale, so that's fine. The way things work now, huh? Oh yeah, the inflated ego that Rosberg has. So that's quite interesting, because if that lasts at the end of the season, at the moment Rosberg's on his last year of his contract, I'm paying him 748. So his ego now wants 500 plus, which is kind of ironic. So his inflated ego, does that mean he wants 500k added on to his current salary? If it does, then yeah, pretty much I was already leaning towards probably saying goodbye to Rosberg anyway at the end of this season, but it probably will be definite goodbye to Rosberg if he wants 500k plus 700k, which would be like 1,200,000 per race. There's no way I'm paying any driver that amount, no matter how. I mean, I might pay like Hamilton 1 million because he's so OP in this game on the database, but I don't think I'll be up for paying Rosberg that much, especially because he is getting older now. And I think, like I said, like maybe a season or so ago, the plan was always to have Rosberg in for these 2 and a bit split seasons to be kind of like a temporary big good driver, and hopefully by that point Leclerc's grown to a point where he's really good, and maybe we can try and snag up a different driver. And also just for the sake of changing things up, you guys know me, I have a very short attention span. I think we've had Rosberg in the team for a long while now, so I think by the end of the season I think we'd be ready to see a new driver in. But anyway, we're going to move on here. So we've got this driver who's burnt out. So I need to hire a new guy, actually. So what are we going to do? None of those guys are good at tires. Any of our current? No. Okay, so I just need to basically get... I think, you know what? I'd rather get someone who's good at the rear jack and then swap them in. So who's good at the rear jack here? Rear jack 17, 19. Okay, we're going to hire this guy, 200k. So we're already down to 600k straight away because I had to pay to change the livery. But we're going to swap in this dude. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap him with him. And that's going to make our pit stop time 2.3. And we know the fixing parts doesn't really matter. So that's fine. And actually, this guy's okay. He's just as good as this dude. So that doesn't really matter. So actually, positive change there for the pit crew. In terms of the car, remember, we've got the suspension being built. So we're just kind of waiting on that. So nothing much else to do apart from the car repair. That's going to get complete, and so we'll have a check on this. So performance-wise, we're pushing the suspension and the brakes. Yeah, that's fine. And then the next job of order would probably be things like the rear wing and the front wing, I would say, because we've already maxed out the engine, so that's all fine. So moving forward, and pretty much no other decision to make, because we did a GMA vote last race. So I don't think there's going to be a GM8 vote this time. So pretty much we're moving all the way swiftly on to the Friday of Tondela. So it's going to be, well, apparently all clear. So in terms of the tyre selection, well, it's high. I'm going to go with 6 sets of softs. I'll go with 5 mediums and 4 hards. Yeah, I don't think, you know, so far this season, we've hardly used the hardest compound of tyres. We've been going with this kind of more aggressive medium tyre strategy with the softs as well. I think around Portugal, you know, every single time we've tried to stretch tyres, they just don't go the distance. I think this time, let's just go aggressive and commit to aggression for this race and do it. In terms of the part fits, well, it's the same as Russia. I kind of want to maybe change this around a little bit. Maybe change around something like the what's not that big of a difference. The rear wing's not that much of a difference, so I'm going to give Sainz the better rear wing there. He's going to be happy. Let's see how he performs with that. Let's see how Rosberg does. Obviously, results-wise, on the stat, where is it? Where can I look at the bloody hell drivers? Is that it? No. Where can I look at the where is it? I swear there's a way I can look at the I can look at the results like as like a little table tally. I'm sure of it. I'm sure there was a way to do that. Where, spawn, no. Calendar, no. Drivers, maybe? Rosberg, driver details? No, anyway, look, I can look at his championship so far. So, he's got third, he's got in qualifying, he's got 3 thirds in the pole. So, by that hopeful stature, he could be on for pole again because he's only improved. He's not gone backwards in qualifying. And so far, second and then 3 wins on the trot. Rosberg is the man in form at the moment. So, I don't know. Let's try and see if we can do 4 in a row. But of course, before we get to actually doing the job in the race, we have to do the job in practice, and then in quali, we'll take Sainz and Rosberg into the practice session, and we'll get going. Send them both out on the soft tyres at the moment, so we'll kind of do a kind of flip way, because usually we do the harder tyre first, but we're going to do the softer one. And it's an okay setup both times round. 3 greats for Rosberg, so little tweak for him maybe, and we'll be good. But for Sainz, he didn't like the, I think it was the downforce levels, so I think maybe tending more towards some more downforce potentially, or actually maybe lower actually, because I think Sainz was a little bit higher. So let's go a little bit lower then and see how that works out. Speed balance wise, that goes up a little bit. Maybe that can be the little tweak we need. So let's go for 8 laps then, and let's do the race trim on the soft tires and just go out really backwards. I'm going to probably end up doing the quality trim on medium tyres, but whatever. And then for Sainz, yeah, he had a high downforce and he had only good. So yeah, I think we need to lower the downforce, which is going to be a little bit different to last year. Last year we were running definitely a lot more downforce than we are now. I guess that's because we have a better car this year, so we can afford to run less downforce. So let's also do 8 laps for him, and I'm just going to assume it's an okay setup and just go out there and get that knowledge. But once again, the Dream Team tag team, Rosberg and Sainz, should hopefully have hook, line, and sinker is the phrase for all 4 of the bars we need to get in purple. Right, we're going to get to level 3 now, so perfect timing pretty much as they enter the middle part of the lap. There we go, purple, level 3 on the soft and race trim. We can bring them in now, and hopefully the setup is okay. I mean, no, it's not. Wow, Jesus, that went backwards then. And Sainz went good. Right, something went wrong there. Need to bring the speed balance back down for Sainz, because that was great before, and now it's not. So I'll bring that down to what it was. So he wants more acceleration then, potentially. A little bit more. Let's tweak that. Let's do... How's that going to be? Yeah, I think that should be okay for Sainz. Right, we'll do quali trim, 3 laps, medium tires. Very, very odd practice session this is. And then Rosberg, we went the completely wrong way. He wanted more downforce. Even though he ended up with a better setup to start off with lower downforce than Sainz. So, I don't know. That's a bit odd. Right, so a little bit high downforce. So let's up the rear wing slightly. And then I think that might be good. Is that good? That's great. That's good. Right, I need to up that then, isn't it? Quali, 3 laps, and medium as well. Go on. This would definitely be very strange in real life. Can you imagine that? Like, just saying to your drivers, yep, go out on a quali run on the medium tire. Not the tire you're going to be qualifying on. The medium tire. Makes total sense. Total sense. Right, so they pretty much got level 2 as their stints ended, so that's pretty well timed. So we'll come in and we'll finish off that level 3, and there we go. 2 excellence and a great. Bob's your uncle, got this set up, and now we can just finish it off with sending them out on the quali, and to finish off same set of mediums, because, I mean, they've got pretty good durability, so just send them out and finish off that level 3. Right, they're all done, going to bring them in, may as well just relax, and prop the feet up then, gents, because you've done a great job. All 4 levels, and we've got 2.5 minutes to spare, so yeah, take a chill pill, you know, do some Kama Sutra or whatever, I don't know, meditate, yoga, go fishing, I don't know, things you do in Portugal, go eat some fish, they have good fish in Portugal. Quali time is upon us, and it is all sunny here at Portugal, so hopefully, can it be plain sailing? I mean, we did really good in quali here last season. It was a disaster in the race, but in quali, we had very good pace around here, so here's hoping we can match that. So soft tires quali, no rain, so we don't have to worry about that, unlike Russia. So it's a bit of a calmer session, and look at that. 3 purples for Carlos Sainz at the end of that, and 2 purple and 1 green for Rosberg. All good on the setup work, so going to wait a little bit. 10 minutes, obviously, but it's not a long-ass lap. 1 minute 22, that's fine. We can wait a little bit and wait for that track grip to go up slightly, and then we'll send them out and hopefully try and find some space whilst we do it. Right, bit of space maybe now. Going to send out Sainz, soft tyres. There you go, son. Decent amount of room, I would say. Decent amount of room. Right, go auto for him. Going to wait even longer, and now I will send out Nico Rosberg on that. Will he have some room? Let's see. Comes out. Ooh, he's got 1 white car ahead of him, but he's got a lot of room behind him. So if we do this auto and just slow him down and maybe heat up the car right at the end of the session, end of the lap, I should say, not the session. Why did I say session? I meant lap. He's not exactly backing off too much. Back up more, Rosberg. Back up more. Right, I'm going to have to go auto. I'm going to have to go pummeling now and try and... Oh, God. The computer got cold and overheated. Jesus. Right, hopefully I can get better than that. Right, nice and easy. Just like a tightrope this is. Getting this right. Right, we're in the perfect zone for the tyres. Not the brakes, though. The brakes are going to overheat, unfortunately. Perfect overheated. I'll take that. And he's got... Yeah, we got an okay amount of room, I would say, for Rosberg. So, let's see, though. Let's jump to Carlos Sainz and see how he fares. Obviously, a few people already set their lap time. So, green first sector, not purple. So, it won't be faster than Hamilton. He's nearly 2/10 off Hamilton at the moment. Rosberg, what's he saying in the bottom right? I'm trying to have a look there. What's it going to be at the end of his sector? Is it purple? Please, come on, hurry up. Is the sector over? Ew, purple in the first for Rosberg. Good stuff. Right, 2.5 off pole at the moment for Carlos Sainz, so that will put him about P3, I would say. Across the line, what's it going to be? It is P7. Okay lap, not amazing. Meanwhile, Rosberg in traffic, though, has said a purple and then green, been held up a little bit here, so I don't think this will quite be pole. Across the line, it's going to be... Ooh, second place. 1.7 tenths off pole position. Hamilton splits Hamilton, Vettel. Ocon does really well there. I've got to put him to it. Ocon's been doing really poorly so far this season versus Vettel, but Ocon has done the job versus Vettel this time around. So, Sainz is in. He's going to have to do better there. And we've got a bit more time for another lap. Right, we're on the second lap now. Rosberg with a lot of clean air. So, he's all good. Nice bit of the track. And hopefully he can improve on that and maybe go for pole. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz, a lot of traffic. He's got a car there. He's got a car behind him, I think. Not too bad, but I think we need to really slow this down now, Sainz. Slow this down, slow this down. You need to back off from this car. You need to back off from this car. And also we'll cool the brakes and see how that goes. I don't know what the computer got for Rosberg, so we'll leave that to I'll leave that to you guys to see, but what can this be? Perf and overheated, but there is one car there. If he comes to the pits, that won't be an issue. No, he doesn't come into the pits. And Hamilton setting 2 purples, so Hamilton off flyer here to improve his pole time by 3/10. And Jesus, he's gone faster by 4.4 tenths there. Rosberg is a white first sector. Hamilton's the man around here at Portugal, it looks like this season. Rosberg nowhere near to be matching that. Carlos Sainz, even worse. He's P9 at the moment. He goes green in the first sector at least, so he improves. But Rosberg, no improvements. 2 white sectors. So it's going to be across the line, and it's going to be that lap time. Wow, no improvement from Rosberg. Improvement from Sainz, but no improvement from Rosberg. I am very shocked. Across the line, though, for Sainz, what can it be? Can it be in the top 8 at least across the line? And it's P6. Decent effort, decent effort. So P2 and P6. That's all right. I'm quite surprised by that gap, and that just shows Hamilton, OP as ever still in this series. 4/10 clear of the entire grid, and then the rest of the grid is all very close. Right, so from here, I think we could have a real good race, I think, because Rosberg could have a chance to jump Hamilton at the start here. We've got Perez and Ocon ahead of us. I think they could be susceptible to Sainz. Ricciardo, surprisingly, the man we're fighting the championship, who's been very consistent so far this season, is down P7 with Verstappen P8. So the Red Bull's losing a little bit of pace maybe at this race, and the Ferrari's on pace because Ocon there, as I said, that's surprising. I think if Ocon's on the pace, I think Ferrari definitely have made a step up there and are looking a little bit better, but we're still there in P2, so it is open. Right, so knowledge-wise, it's not going to rain, so we'll go for... Actually, hang on. Let's see what this aggressive strategy is going to look like. So we can do 9 laps on softs and 13 on the mediums. So we go 14 laps on 2 sets of mediums and then go 1 stint on softs. We can get to lap 37. So we'll go on softs and then go on mediums for the rest of the race. Actually, you know what? Should I switch this up a little bit? No, I won't. I'll go aggressive at the start. So we're going to keep that fine. But since we'll be on medium tires for the longest, I'll go medium and race trim for the knowledge then. So we'll be a little bit slower on the softs maybe compared to our rivals maybe if they choose to use the soft tire knowledge. But we should be better on the mediums. And for the first time, I'm committing to aggressive, and I'm going to go for it, because every single time, like I said, we've tried to stretch out stints, and I've ended up having to make 1 extra stopper around Portugal, so let's hopefully see if this works. 4th time lucky in this series that we can get Tondela right in the race. Right, here we go then to 5 red lights for the Portuguese Grand Prix, P2 and P6. 5 red lights are out, and we're underway. It's a fantastic start there for Rosberg. Good one for Sainz as well, down the inside of both Ferrari cars, and Sainz up into P3, pressurising Lewis Hamilton there, and nearly trying to go around the outside. Look at that, as Rosberg leads the way. Sainz tried to go around the outside, didn't quite work out there, but still up into P3. What did I say? Both Ferraris and maybe the Force India susceptible, and they were, and Sainz makes a great start up into P3. Went even faster in Sector 1 than Rosberg or Hamilton did, because he set a purple first sector there. So good stuff, but Rosberg at the moment controlling the way off the start. Good to see Hamilton's not right on the back of us straight away, but look at that. Behind us, the 2 Ferraris, nose to tail, and they're not hanging about. They're closing in on us as well. So definitely the Ferraris improving for this race, but so far looking okay for Rosberg onto the opening lap. Also, obviously, too soon to call, really, but for now, it's okay. But as the tyre temps creep up, it's time to start thinking about maybe lowering that. Hamilton's still pushing with us, so let's continue to push on with him. And as soon as the tyre temps get up to that crucial stage now, going to go neutral and neutral. I'll keep on high for both the drivers, and we'll try and save some fuel later on in the Grand Prix, because I feel like we need to try and counteract Hamilton, who will have some good pace. And he's still pushing on, Hamilton. No, now he's neutral, so We're on the same strategy as Hamilton now. So let's just keep like this as Sainz now is attacked by Sebastian Vettel. Sainz on the inside, Vettel on the outside, and Sainz has to give up that position. So the Ferrari's looking a little bit punchier, but no, Sainz might come back here, so he might have his own 2 cents into the matter. Tries to maybe make something work, doesn't quite work out there, so let's just hold station. Let's not panic a little bit. Sandwich between the Ferraris, but keep it going. The Ferraris, we know Ocon maybe has poor tyre wear, so let's watch out for that. But meanwhile, up ahead, Rosberg 2.4 ahead. Once again, the man, when he's in clean air and he's got no one bugging him, he can just control a Grand Prix like nothing matters. Absolutely stunning drive at the moment. Let's go medium because Hamilton's medium. Let's keep on full-on attack with Sainz though, because we know we can burn fuel and come back in this. Let's go high and neutral. And let's try and see, hopefully we can keep ahead of Ocon. Ocon's pressurising us a little bit, which is not what I want to see. And wow, Jesus, look at that. What the hell? A Toro Rosso Gunon is in P7 on hard tyres. Madness. Absolute madness. Meanwhile, Ricciardo, our main championship rival, floundering. Absolutely floundering in P6. Right, Sainz is gained 3/10 there from the previous laps. That's good to see. And he's keeping on with Vettel. Meanwhile, with Rosberg, looks like the neutral strategy on the driving styles pretty much bang on keeping them at this level, like that crucial level from overheating to just hot enough for the tyres to perform. So that's good. And he's keeping the gap to 3.3, and he's saving fuel as well. So all is well in Rosberg's world. Meanwhile, for Sainz, he's now overheating the tyres slightly. Let's go conserve for both of them. Try and bring rain in those tyres a little bit. Right, sit rep on lap 6. Carlos Sainz still P4. Ricciardo now moving up to P5. So Ricciardo, the Aussie man, our rival, has slowly been making progress from what was P7, overtaking Ocon and Perez there, and he's rapidly closing up to Sainz, who is conserving his tyres at the moment, although he's on high, trying to counteract that, but might go neutral now. We're on lap 7, so we're 2 laps away from our pit stop here. Hamilton is pushing, so he might be coming in a lap earlier than us, but the gap is still 2.7, so we're looking okay. We're looking okay. Right, Hamilton pits. He's on hard tyres. That's chill. That's chill. We'll go on a little bit longer. We know we're going for the medium tyre strategy. He's going on hards, maybe a lot longer and then to softs. That's fine. And we are closing up with Sainz now on Vettel, albeit using a lot of fuel. A lot of fuel. So I need to really watch out for that and later on save some fuel with Sainz. Quite a bit here, but still going on. And with Rosberg, we go on. And I'll probably go on for one more lap, I'd say. I think 36% wear. I think we can afford to go for one more lap with Rosberg here. So let's go overtake mode and try and push on here with Rosberg. And let's go full out. Well, let's go pushing. Not a full out attack, but pushing. Right, so it's a 1-2 now because Vettel's pits. We got some tyre wear notices from Rosberg. That's fine. Meanwhile, for Carlos Sainz, I'm trying my best to keep these tyres in check. He's on 23%. Is Ricciardo on backup? No, Ricciardo's pushing flat out here. We're protecting our tyres. So that's a little bit interesting. But I think we've got enough of a gap to double stack them. So I'm going to double stack. Right, medium tyres, that's fine. It's cool, you're in. And Rosberg will be in as well. Rosberg's gained 9/10 there. So almost a second he's gained on that in lap there. Sainz, meanwhile, hasn't gained anything. But he's crucially not lost a heap of time. He's not lost anything, but he's not gained. So that's probably the best scenario for him. And the double stack does work out. Although, mistake for both of them. Mistake for Rosberg and mistake for Sainz. That's not good. Bad pit stop, crew. Bad pit stop. Why am I talking to them like they're a dog? But anyway, bad stuff there because Rosberg now has lost that 3.3 second advantage to Hamilton because he's now behind. And Sainz is now behind Ricciardo due to that. So our pit crew has completely cost us 2 positions for either driver. Horrendous, horrendous. And now on this stint, I pretty much can't afford to go on overtake mode for Sainz. He has to go medium for the entire race now to save the fuel. So that's really screwed over Sainz there. He's still in an okay position. Rosberg, though, he's in second place, chasing after Hamilton and might have a go into turn 1, maybe. Go on, Sonny Jim. High fuel mixture. Can you go down the inside? Not quite, not quite. All right, let's go medium. Let's try and conserve this a little bit and let's try and rein it in. We know he's got to go for another pit stop. We do as well, but we should have the we should have the pure pace on mediums versus hard. So let's see. There we go. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Rosberg back into first place. Love to see it. Control this race down, Rosberg, please. Meanwhile, for Sainz, Ricciardo's ult on medium, so we don't have an advantage on him. Although we do have an advantage on Vettel, so let's try and see if we can close up. Right, lap 15, all is pretty much the same, actually. Carlos Sainz is P5 still. I don't know about the gap, actually. I didn't really pay attention if the gap's closed up enough. Sainz hasn't been gaining on Ricciardo, I don't think. I don't know if me and Ricciardo, as my voice goes there, apologies. I don't know if me and Ricciardo are gaining on Vettel. It looks like Ricciardo is. So I'm hoping that we can close up on him as well. We're still saving fuel, but look at that. Already minus 0.9, so doing some great work there, Sainz, to bring back that fuel gauge. Meanwhile, for Rosberg, 2.7 the gap ahead of Hamilton, still controlling it very well. So if I had to put a bet on, I would say I think we could be on very much so for a really well-held, controlled fourth win on the trot here. But I don't want to speak too soon, because we had a pit stop mistake. We could easily have another one and then not overtake Hamilton. So let's just keep it calm, keep it loose, and see how it goes at the moment. But Rosberg, I've had him on conserve the entire time, and he's pretty much stayed put on this tyre temp. So he's doing a fabulous job at just making my life very easy indeed. You know what? I might even go high fuel mixture, try and push a little bit. Meanwhile, with Sainz, is he gaining on Ricciardo? I can't really tell, to be honest. Right, lap 19 laps remaining, and lap 19. We are just about the same distance to Ricciardo. I think we've gained a little bit, because I think last time out, when I looked at this view, Ricciardo was off in the distance. So I think we gained a little bit on him. Meanwhile, with Vettel, surprisingly, Vettel's impressed me. Vettel's extended the gap a little bit to Ricciardo. I think Ricciardo was a little bit closer previously, so he's doing a great job. But both these guys, I don't know what their strategy would be. I think they're going to go onto soft tyres, I would assume, Hamilton and Vettel. So they may be a threat at the end of this race. Even though we have the gap, I think they might be a threat with the faster compound at the end. But also saying that their tyres could wear out very fast at the end then. The only frustrating thing for me is, because Rosberg's doing fine, he's extending his gap, and he's all actually, you know what, let's go medium. He's good, but Sainz, I keep toggling from pushing to conserve to try and, you know, get him a little bit faster at the moment, because I can't burn fuel at this stage of the race. But I just can't do much to dent Ricciardo's gap at the moment. And think about it, if we didn't have the pit stop mistake, you know, the pace isn't any worse, so Sainz would have been ahead of Ricciardo at this stage in P4, so the pit crew really have cost us a good position here with Sainz. Right, Rosberg's got worn tyres, that's fine though. Now we'll go full out attack and overtake mode. Actually, no, we'll go neutral and high. Sainz has been pushing in, we're going to pit, so he's gone 2 laps less than I wanted him to, but 15 to the end should just about work. We're going to have to watch out though on the tyre. We're going to have to go very much conserving here on this stint, on this next stint for Carlos Sainz, but he's gained 5/10 on this last lap, so that was a really good in lap then. So he's in, please no mistake, please no mistake. Yes, love it, good stuff. Right, go medium, actually, you know what, go high, and yeah, right, that'll be the exit. We're ahead of Verstappen. Where is Ricciardo? Ricciardo's still going. Right, just keep going like this, Sainz, and hopefully have enough speed to carry us through. Meanwhile, for Rosberg, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, because I think, yeah, Hamilton's on hard now. So if we go for one more lap, we can try and stretch this. I think I'll feel more comfortable if we stretch this for one more lap. So we won't lose 5 seconds, I hope, doing this. So let's just go for it. Let's see. He gains 2/10 there. So yeah, he's not going to lose 5 seconds that we had on Hamilton up ahead of the lead. So pit strategy fast. Comes in. Let's see. 6/10 gained. Good. 1 second gain. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Perfectly timed there for Rosberg. So he's in. Right, no mistake, please. No mistake. Let's go conserve for Sainz. Low fuel mixture. Bring that fuel down. Go medium on the exit. And yep, we're ahead by 5.3. The gap is maintained. That is good. All is well in the world. Now we just go neutral medium, let him run a little bit, and we'll go conservative for the rest of the stint. Meanwhile, for Sainz, he is still behind Ricciardo. Still behind Ricciardo. Didn't gain enough there on that stint then, clearly. Right, so lap 27, 10 laps to go. Rosberg's not concerned. 4 seconds. He's all right. We'll go conserve now with him and high because he's got the fuel. Sainz needs to save some fuel, although actually we've got it saved now, so we can go high. So we're going conserve and high. Verstappen is pretty much being neutral and high. Now he's conserving high. So he's the worry. So we're actually trying to just stick on to our P5 and not lose it rather than looking ahead of us. I think Ricciardo's just too fast. On paper, the Red Bull and Ferrari should be faster than us, so it's really a case of how much the driver is making a difference here. So Sainz is doing a good enough job to keep it for now, but that is very close. So I think it's going to be touch and go if we keep P5, to be honest. Rosberg should be fine. 4.4 the gap. Unless a disaster hits, I think we should be good for him. But it's really going to be Verstappen. Like, as we fast forward here, you can see he's just keeping with us. He's just keeping with us. And now we've got a blue flag car that might not help us. Oh, actually, no. The blue flag car does help us. Definitely held up Verstappen a bit more than it held us up. So that's okay. Tyre wear-wise, 61%. I think we're looking a lot better this stint than we were last stint. So I think that little stint there alone is giving me some hope that we can keep P5 with Sainz. Just need to keep on. I need to not be tempted to go attack mode at any point basically this entire stint, otherwise we won't get to the end. And he's actually gaining 7/10 there, so he's gaining speed here, Sainz is, so he's doing well. Right, so we've got about 2 seconds to Verstappen then in P5, so we've extended the gap. 4 laps to go, 36% tyre wear. Little bit iffy for Sainz, a little bit iffy, can't lie, but I think we should be able to get that to the end. Meanwhile for Rosberg, going to go conserve now, and high, 5.9 the gap, we're controlling this. Hamilton, very bad on tyre wear. He might even come in for an extra pit stop, so I think we're doubly looking good for Rosberg. It's really a case of for Sainz, if he can just take this to the end, hopefully, along with Ricciardo and Verstappen. But Vettel and Hamilton, they're looking very questionable. I don't know. I don't want to tempt fate, but could they come in for a third pit stop, maybe? Because they're looking that bad. I don't know. Let's see. Vettel is here. Where's Hamilton? Hamilton's there on 21% wear, and he's backing up. Vettel is on medium and pushing. So Vettel could be chasing Hamilton for P2 here at the end of this. Meanwhile, for Ricciardo, he's on conserve and pushing. We're on conserve and pushing, and Verstappen is on backup and pushing. So I think the 2 Red Bulls and Sainz, we're all just trying to hopefully not get in each other's way and trying to go to the end of this race for P4, P5, and P6 respectively. And for Rosberg, we're just trying to maintain P1, looking good, conserving the tyres, got a bit of fuel to burn as well, cheekily. So very, very good for Rosberg. And Hamilton does pit. Hamilton does pit. He's going to be too far ahead, though, that I think he'll still be ahead of us. Yep, Hamilton pits, and he's still in P3. What an absolute bugger. And Verstappen pits. Verstappen's pit. Okay, where's Verstappen? Verstappen's there. Interesting. I'll be interested to see how much time Verstappen gains here on us. That'll be very intriguing. Right, last lap of the Grand Prix, going to go all out attack with Nico Rosberg and let him push flat out at the end of this race. Meanwhile, for Carlos Sainz, we're in P5. Verstappen is gaining quite rapidly, but he's, what's that? He's 9 seconds behind us. So hopefully I don't lose 9 seconds here on this lap. That's a big hope, because he's now 7 seconds behind. He's gained 2 seconds in a sector. Verstappen might be rapidly closing up to us. There he is in the distance. This is going to be very, very close with Carlos Sainz. Let's go pushing and try and get away from Verstappen, but this is going to be very close. Very, very close here with Verstappen in the end. We gain 1/10 here, pushing on the medium tyres, but with 16% wear. Oh boy, oh boy. Meanwhile, for Nico Rosberg, through the last corner, he'll come through for 4 wins on the trot. This is the man to be in this season of Motorsport Manager. What a drive. What a drive, and what a streak that is for Rosberg. He is on fire. And Carlos Sainz does come through for P5. Decent showing, lad. Decent showing. P1 and P5. Good stuff there. Can't complain. Very, very good. I really can't complain about Rosberg. He's making my life very, very easy. Because if he's in clean air, it's a big if, but if he's in clean air, he's very, very good. He's very, very good. Almost untouchable. So Felipe Massa had some sort of penalty, but there we go, 1 in 5. So another gold trophy to add to our collection. And the Drivers' Championship, 118 to 65. 53-point gap to Ricciardo. Looking very good. Looking very, very good. We're primed for that point in late on in the season when maybe Mercedes and Red Bull and Ferrari even really catch up to us in terms of, you know, we don't have a lot of money to spend on upgrades. So they're probably going to catch us up faster than we could keep ahead of them in terms of we're not going to upgrade as fast as them. So this is all for the end game, pre-prepping us for that. Carlos Sainz now moves up to P8 with 22 points. Decent showing there, decent. And in the Constructors, 59 points ahead of Red Bull. But now, look at that. Merc back in P3, Ferrari P4. They're slowly catching back up. Looking tasty there, though. 3.2 added to the tally, so 3.8 million in the pot. looking good, and obviously we can't spend any of that yet because we're still waiting on a new set of suspensions to be made for our car. So pretty much that's all there is to do for this episode then, guys. So I'll catch you guys next time for the Cape Town South African Grand Prix. But if you did enjoy this one, be sure to smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been aarava. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.